Okay, we are being live streamed, I do believe. So, hello, everyone. I'm so excited today. It's Friday, and I'm Marcia Grace, your modern meditation mentor. And I am so happy and delighted to be doing something new today. New format for this group. Normally just hear me blabbing away for 15 to 20 minutes, but today I mean, I made a decision that I really wanted to share wonderful people, other experts who have the ability to teach people how to do what we've been talking about for over 4 years now, about how to reduce our stress as busy entrepreneurs. So I said, I know so many wonderful people, and I want to invite them on, and so they could share their wisdom with you. And so I'm right here today. As you can see, I have with me the wonderful Jeanmarie Wilson, and I'm going to read to you her bio so you get to understand who she is. She is a recently retired high school counselor and private college consultant. I will give you the link to her private college consultant thing in the comments below after our talk. And she discovered her passion, though. This is the thing that her passion is for Reiki and energy healing. And that happened to her soon after she broke her ankle. She was in a lot of pain and discomfort, and she found Reiki, which allowed her to use it to heal her ankle faster and to feel better in general all over. So it helped her on emotional and physical levels as well. So it speeded up her recovery process. And so she's become a devotee and expert on the topic of Reiki. So Jeanmarie offers Reiki energy healing sessions and teaches Reiki as well as shamanic journeying. And I can vouch for this because I've been to one of her classes and we just had wonderful experiences. Everybody's experience was unique and wonderful, for each of us. We just got so much out of it. So I highly recommend it. She does that remotely as well as in the nice weather outdoors in her location. And her website will be listed below, but I'll tell you, it's simply JeanmarieWilson.com. Pretty simple, right? So without further ado, I just want to say hello.
Hello.
Great to have you here. And I want to make sure that everything is comfortable. You feel good. How you doing today?
Doing well, thank you.
Excellent. All right, so let's begin.
Right.
Please begin by telling me what's this Reiki thing? What's it all about?
Well, it's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting to me that so many people still don't know what Reiki is or have not heard of it, because it's actually thousands of years old, and it has its roots in Buddhism, but was rediscovered in the 1920s by a Japanese scholar named Mikao Usui. And what Reiki is, it's a form of energy and life force energy that comes to us from source, from God, from divinity, whatever term we like to use. And it's really an infusion of this loving, powerful, beautiful, healing essence. And when we are feeling well and we're in great health, we have an infusion of this life force energy flowing through us naturally. Mm-hmm. And when we encounter some difficulties, whether physical or emotional, that life force energy becomes blocked in our system somewhere. And our organs and our cells and our systems don't work as well as they could.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
So what Reiki does is it infuses our systems with this life force energy, and it bathes all of our organs and our cells in this beautiful healing energy. And at the same time, it removes blockages of negativity or dense energy that's formed. So it's really just a beautiful practice. And as I speak about it, it turns on in me. and it kind of infuses my whole system, and it feels great.
I saw your eyes just light up. Yeah, I did. I saw that.
It feels really good. And it's interesting that if I'm in a store or I'm, near people that might be in need of energy, it automatically turns on and in me and, benefits other people sometimes. So it's really a great, just a great practice, personal practice. And I love giving Reiki sessions to other people. I benefit as well when I give Reiki. So
Yeah, talk a little bit about, how that it's a give and take kind of thing. I know you've told me this, but yeah, so explain a little bit about that. How does that work?
you mean when I give sessions?
Yeah, then in other words, you receive as much as you give, and
Sure.
that it's kind of like this beautiful circle of energy
Yes,
that
that's exactly
flows.
what it is. Because when I give a session to someone, or when a Reiki practitioner gives a session, we're not using our own energy. So we're being infused with Reiki energy from source. So it travels through us and out our hands, out our breath, whatever, modalities we're using. And so we're receiving the Reiki energy at the same time, as well as the client.
Right. So everybody benefits, right? It's
Everybody
not you, it's not you just doing something to somebody, which I love that idea. To me, that's a very holistic
Yeah,
concept. So yeah,
because
so that's
it's a
beautiful.
higher consciousness. So this is coming from a higher place, always for the person's highest good as well.
Yeah, I
And
have so many questions I could love to ask you, but I know our time is limited, but I do want to get to the important things like,
sure.
so how does Reiki help, since we, our topic is always about stress in some form, how does Reiki help people reduce their stress? How does that work?
Well, I feel like most of us operate in a fight or flight state for a lot of our day. Our adrenaline's pumping, we're running around, taking care of our responsibilities, working, parenting, aging parents. I mean, there's so many things that people are responsible for these days. And the stressors that we encounter, really, stress is another word for fear. All right, in my opinion. So, it's all of these things that we're afraid of. And that's what stress is. We're afraid we won't get everything done. We're afraid we're not good enough. We're not loved enough. We're not enough in general.
Exactly.
And so, what I think is important to remember is that we are spirit in a body having a physical experience. And so, at our core, we are energy, we are spirit. And so what Reiki does is it goes to those energy systems in people. And one of the primary benefits of Reiki is that it relaxes and revitalizes the whole system, allowing our body's innate ability to heal itself take place. So that is one primary benefit of Reiki, is the infusion of relaxation and de-stressing. The other way that Reiki helps with stress is that many of our issues related to stress are both emotional and physical based.
Yeah.
So these issues that we experience are stored in our body. So we go through difficult events. We have surgery. We have an accident. We experience betrayal or loss. We have difficult emotions. We go through difficult traumas in our life.
Right.
And if we don't go through the process of releasing those events in our energy systems, through experiencing them, feeling them, allowing ourselves to feel them, not deny them, whatever form it takes of release for ourselves, if we don't do that, they become stored in our energy system somewhere, and they create blockages. So this life force energy that I referred to, that when we're healthy flows through us, the life force energy now meets these blockages and doesn't flow gently and easily through our systems. So what Reiki does is it works to heal these blockages from stressful experiences or emotions we have. And it opens up our system to allow this life force energy to flow. And one of the things I love about Reiki is that it has a consciousness of its own. So it knows where to go. It knows what the highest good is for the person. So for example, if someone comes with migraines and we talk a little bit about—
ask you, I was just going to say, yes, if people usually have a problem they want solved, right? Yeah.
Right. But usually the problem, there's a lot of different layers to it, right? So if someone comes with my issues of migraines, and we talk a little bit about, where that could be related to in their lives. The first goal, of course, is to reduce the physical pain of migraines. However, in working through Reiki sessions, Reiki will work to figure out why the person is having migraines. If, say, they're related to their career, what is it about that career that's causing them to experience migraines? Reiki energy will help the person receive some clarity about, is this the right career for me? If not, where else could I look? Or if I want to stay in this career, how can I approach it without becoming so stressed over, what I'm encountering in that position? And how can I, de-stress more and not have it relate to migraines? So there's so many layers to Reiki that it's not just relaxation. It really has very deep levels of healing attached to it for people in so many different areas.
I couldn't agree more. Absolutely. And I just want everybody to know, Jeanmarie has done Reiki sessions with me, both in person and I want you to talk about this in a second, and long distance, long range, because energy can go everywhere. It has nothing to do with, how close you are to somebody. And I love that concept too. So that leads me to the other question, which is, because what I'm hearing you say is that because it's so vast, a topic, and a modality, that obviously the way you do your Reiki sessions with your clients is unique, because you're unique, so tell us what's different about the way you provide your Reiki sessions to your clients. Can you talk on that?
Sure. So the first thing that I do is I really listen very carefully to the intentions of the client, because their goals are the most important. It's their session. And so I ask them for several intentions for a session. What are their intentions? And then after they give me their intentions, I connect with my guidance and my Reiki guides and my helping spirits to design a session for them based on what their goals are. And I believe, like, much of the stress that we experience in life and our long-term issues are related to this trauma that we hold in our bodies. And what I really believe is important is to go back to the point of origin that these issues began, when they began. So something happened, and it could be an event that we remember that's pretty important to us or monumental, or it could be something that we don't consider that monumental, but there was something happened in our energy field when we were a little bit more vulnerable, and we experienced something that created a trauma in our system. And so what I like to do is go back to that point of origin and work there to clear the energy. Because if we just work on the surface, a lot of times the problem reappears, or it just reduces and it doesn't release entirely. So I really feel like that's a key part of the process. And then the other thing that I do is I use techniques and processes that I learned in Usui and Karuna Reiki training, as well as shamanic training.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. That's the thing that's really different. Yeah, yeah.
And
You've got to talk about that a little bit because I've experienced it and it's just amazing.
thank you. Yeah, so there's a lot of different processes and techniques that I've learned in many, many classes I've taken, that where we can work on energy session techniques together with the client. So the first 40 to 50 minutes of a 90-minute session, I work with clients together on Zoom or in person on specific energy techniques, such as energetic cord removal, which is when we have relationships with others.
Snip,
There
snip,
are
snip. Yeah.
we actually don't just cut the cords, we remove them from the root.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we work on that. We work on some inner child issues sometimes. I've taken training in emotion code, which is removing blocked emotions at the core. We do clearing of the chakras, which are energy systems in the body.
Mhm,
We can remove the energy of a past trauma from the system.
mhm,
I also provide a healing attunement, which is an influx of Reiki healing energy, very
mhm,
powerful. And then after that work together, and there are some other sessions, there are other techniques as well, then I work with the client on a more traditional Reiki session where Reiki takes the lead and my Reiki guides inform me on what techniques, symbols, and processes will benefit the client. And then at the end, we connect back to see how they're doing. So I provide a pretty comprehensive session. It's about
Yes,
90.
you do. I'll vouch for that. Yep, that is true. Yep. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful experience. I mean, even just as a beginner, if you just feel the peace that you feel after a session with Jeanmarie, I mean, it's just you just walk out of there floating. I mean, yeah, I don't know how you could not, but so but then there are all the other benefits that come. Oh, and mention this too. I think you've said to me, you may feel something right away,
Mhm.
or you may not. Like maybe the next day you're going to get an awareness or something will happen. So
Yeah.
talk a little bit about the results, the effects of the session itself.
So a lot of times, like you mentioned, people feel very relaxed. And as I'm doing the session, whether remotely or in person, they feel energy moving through the system. You
Mhm.
know, feel some movement and some release a lot of the times.
Right, right.
However, and Reiki energy continues to work on behalf of the client for days to weeks after. And so
Well, yeah,
energy is moving, things are shifting,
yeah.
people will feel improvement in a lot of different areas. And they also, a lot of times, like you mentioned, receive clarity on maybe decisions they're thinking over or worrying about or some problem.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I have to tell you, this is the first time we're doing this, right? So, like I'm all excited about this, but I just had to show you, I'm looking on my phone and here we are on Facebook because we're
Ah,
talking on Zoom, but here we are on Facebook. So we did it.
you
Yeah.
did it. I just got here.
Oh no, you are, without you, I couldn't have done it alone. So that's great. All right, everything that Jeanmarie has spoken about, I have felt and experienced myself. So I can tell you that she's the real deal. And so I want I want to make sure she has a gift for you, and it's going to be in the comments below. I'll post her website. Do you want to talk a little bit about what
Sure.
gift you want to give them?
Sure.
Yeah.
The gift is a 20-minute meditation and visualization
Mhm,
on how to meet and connect with your helping spirits, your guides. And in the meditation, you will receive a healing experience for something of your choice, as well as an opportunity to ask questions and
mhm.
receive some guidance from your helping spirits who are always willing and ready to help us. We just have to take the time out to meet with them and to ask for what we want.
Exactly, exactly true. And it works. It does. I mean, again, having experienced it, can tell you it was a remarkable experience. And the guide that I received was a real shock to me. I was so surprised. So you never know. I mean, you got to be
Yeah.
open.
Yeah.
Yeah, openness is. I think that's an important aspect to mention here. That when you go for a Reiki session, that you allow yourself to be open to whatever might take place, and that takes a little bit of courage, perhaps, especially
Yeah.
if you've never tried it before. But if you go with an open mind and an open heart, and you're willing to allow yourself to experience whatever it is that Reiki energy believes knows you need, then you'll have an amazing session. For sure. That'll only improve or expand upon this session for you. So yeah. So do you agree?
I agree.
Okay, great. All right. Do you have any? So I will put the information of Jeanmarie's gift in the comments below. And anything else you want to say?
Just that Reiki has really changed my life and opened up so many beautiful gifts for me. So I hope that people will take advantage of a Reiki session from me or other practitioners, and welcome energy healing into their lives.
Very beautiful. Spoken like a truly spiritual leader, and beautiful soul. Beautiful soul. So thank you so much. All right. Well, I am just so happy to have spent this time with bringing you Jeanmarie, because she's very close to my heart. So I want you to know about her too. And I hope you could take advantage of her free gift and of her presence. So as I always say, I want to remind you that if you are a busy entrepreneur, then please join my Facebook group. We're doing some new things in the Facebook group too. There's a lot of things going on there that can be helpful, again, to stress, but just in general, in supporting you as a being of body, mind, and spirit. We handle it all. We cover all the bases there. So check it out. And as I always say, first, I'm going to say thank you again to Jeanmarie.
Thank you.
And yes, thank you so, so much. And remember, everything begins with a thought. So notice the thoughts that are hurting you and bring them to light. Bring them to light. Notice them so you can let them go. All right. Beautiful, beautiful day. Have a beautiful weekend ahead and a beautiful week ahead. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now. Bye,
Bye-bye.
Jeanmarie. Thank you again.
Thank you.